Olie with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box?
I'm here. Yes. Sorry for the delay. Life gets in the way when you're trying to set a schedule. So sorry. But my name is Bob, and I'm back with my basement toy blog. As you can see, we have two boxes today. This one's a little light. This one's a little light. Just thought we'd get two out of the way today. It's our 12th episode with an exclamation point. And I kind of noticed, I do take a peek. I try to get an image ready ahead of time. I did take a peek at this one, and it looks like everything is packaged. They're on the cards. They're wrapped in plastic. There's not going to be many loose things in these two. So, quick reiteration. Why am I doing this? Filling the time. Creating content. Those are the straightforward reasons. But on a personal level, I've got the time. Going through all of the tubs in my basement. Boxes, tubs. See what I have packaged for years now. I've moved several times. This is me figuring out what I have, what's worth something, what I forgot I had. I found a figure yesterday. Totally forgot I even had him. It was a Clone Wars figure. So, I am just trying to get through all this stuff, provide some entertainment for you, and at the same time, sort out my basement. That's what this is. I'd like to say hi to Dave, who is probably our star watcher right now. Thank you so much, Dave, for tuning in. Sorry I got late. Started late. Let's get to the first silver tub. Now, the neat thing about this tub is we are really going to span the decades, if you will. And we're also going to get into some crazy different things. So I'm going to start off right off the bat. This is a 1985 GoBot. This is Sparky. This is on the card. Now, the interesting story behind this GoBot is, not a GoBots guy, I was a Transformers guy, is that when they were cleaning my grandmother's attic, and they were getting ready to move her to a smaller house, which actually turned out to be a bigger house, they were cleaning out her attic and found a whole bunch of unopened toys. So, sadly, there weren't too many Star Wars figures in there, but there was an unboxed GoBot that probably didn't go to me or my brother one Christmas, 1985. So, we do have a unpunched, Sparky, friendly robot PC car. So, there he is. Yeah. There's Star Wars in here. That should not come as a surprise to anybody. But here is an Indiana Jones, Henry Jones Sr. action figure. Now, at one point, hold him up here. At one point, he had his hat and his glasses on. This thing is banged around so much that the hat and the glasses are now floating free inside the package. What's really cool is he does come with a pistol, even though I think he may have fired it once. And he does come with his umbrella and the Grail Diary. So great little accessories, and you open these boxes and you get all kinds of really cool things. Artifacts, if you will. So there's another Indiana Jones figure. There's video cassettes in here. A couple episodes ago, I had talked about the Ralph McQuarrie inspired artwork action figure. So here's the original Rebel Trooper and what he looked like. Now I'll hold him up in the back so you can see him a little bit there. But Ralph McQuarrie was the original concept design artist for Star Wars. It's what George Lucas commissioned him to do some artwork, and then he used the artwork to sell the paintings. McQuarrie's artwork to this day, all the way through The Mandalorian and The Rise of Skywalker, is still being used. The throne room for the Emperor in The Rise of Skywalker was Ralph McQuarrie's designs. So, awesome. Awesome figure. Here's another one. Here's Star Killer concept figure. Now, originally, they had Star Killer as a woman. So, this is a female. It's kind of like the Princess Leia before there was the Princess Leia. So, we do have that one. Here is... Wow, there's a lot of these in here. Here's Chewbacca, the original concept artwork for Chewbacca. Now, if you are a fan of Star Wars Rebels, if you take a look, here he is on the back. Zeb is based on Ralph McQuarrie's original concept art, except for his feet. Chewbacca here has boots, where Zeb has these, like, expanded feet, kind of like a frog's feet. Like frog toes. So here is a sneak preview of the Attack of the Clones. This is the very first Jango Fett. And this is when they really started getting into really posing the figures ahead of time. So we're going to see some very different figures here. But this one here, I love this one. I do have two of these. I do have an open one where he's got the two guns blasting. And he does have the original Boba Fett rocket pack on. So that's a fun one. Here is my sample video cassettes of things that I did in high school. I don't know how that got in there, but I've been looking for that. Here is VH1's When Star Wars Ruled the World. That was a special they did. I think that's from 1999. All right, so here is, and again, a lot of these figures, I had them all over my wall. I had them held up with thumbtacks through the peg hole, so they have a lot of dust on them. This is the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Has 12 points of articulation. That was a big deal. You can really pose this guy, and then he came with the rocket flames, and he came with a stand, and he did a swivel arm thing where he popped up. I mean, it's a fantastic figure. And for the price, I don't think he was any more. Now you do all these extra points of articulation, they charge you more money. I mean, it's more work, it makes sense, but... So here is the Power of the Jedi, Aurora Singh. You blink and you miss her. She's in episode 1. She's watching during the pod race. But they encompassed her into the Clone Wars. And she teams up with a young Boba Fett. Here is the Attack of the Clones Yoda. He comes with a twist platform where you can like move him around and stuff. So he does have a little base. It'd be kind of cool if it was a throne, the little Jedi throne that he sits on. What's up, Rob? Hi, Gene. A lot of carded figures here, but we're going to get through these pretty quick. Oh, man, the dust. Can't wait till I can use Clorox wipes to clean some of these off. This is the Empire Strikes Back Luke. And this Luke is insane with articulation details. He comes with a little medical bay thing that when he gets his hand cut off, his hand comes off. You can swing him. Hasbro was really cranking them out at this era. And lots of detail. This is a suction cup where you can like hang him from something so that you can do the upside down hang from the end of the movie. This is the Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan that you're supposed to put into the Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter. So he comes with the comes with a cloak. His lightsaber will jump into his hand because there's magnets. He swings it, and then he has a little headband for controlling, which they never really explained the headband part. Plo Koon, one of the Jedis from... you see him briefly in Episode 1, but then he becomes more of a bigger player in the Clone Wars. So that's a neat figure there. Will I ever open these? Some of these I will, some of these I won't. And the reason being is that they re-release him with a better sculpt. I'll keep the older figure. So here's Edythe Cough, another Jedi that you see in Episode 1. He's at the council, but then later he becomes a regular player. Same alien species as Darth Maul. I'm running out of room here. Oh, I'll save that one. So here's Celsi Tin. Another Jedi from Episode 1 that later became a big player in the Clone Wars cartoon. And it's neat, too, that I have to comment. First of all, I bought this at KB Toy Stores for $7.99. I didn't even look at some of those. I know a lot of these figures I did buy at Walmart. But here on the back, these bubbles a little damaged. On the back, they have all the figures. They don't do this as much anymore. They may put like 3 from a wave out. But this was, you know, imagine trying to put... almost like 200 to 300. There's got to be 500-600 figures now. More than that. There may even be 1,000 figures now at this point. Trying to put them all on the back. Here is the Comtech chip Obi-Wan. So this is, I believe this was the second wave of Episode 1 figures. I probably have 2 or 3 of him, which is probably why he's still in this thing. But he does come with a little walkie-talkie and his little braid of hair. We're bouncing around here. I haven't seen an Episode 1 package in forever. Here is the Revenge of the... Oh, this is the Attack of the Clones Emperor. So, I really hope... Oh, yeah, I do. I have... I was really saying, I hope I have this guy, but I do. I just saw him the other day. Cantina Alien. So... But this is when they started numbering them, too. So, he was from 2002 right? Yep. And then he has number 39. So it was interesting that they started to number the figures, and it became a way for a lot of collectors to try to break them down and figure out. Now here's, you're going to watch a grown man cry if this happens. All right. There we go. All right. They're starting to flip-flop around here now. Wow. This one, I just saw the price tag, so I brought it out. FAO Schwartz in New York City. I got him for $9.99. It was probably the only time I saw him, which is probably why I grabbed him. Because a collector walking around with action figures in New York City is really kind of terrifying sometimes. I have done toy hunts in New York City when I've literally exhausted every option of trying to buy a figure around me. Here's an interesting one. Now, this is Rick Olie. Now, this is from episode 1. Now, what you're really not noticing, because I haven't flipped it around yet, is that if you can barely see it, this is in 3 different languages. Here it is in 3 different languages on the back. So this is a European release of an episode 1 figure. Now, all figures come with different languages on the back. This actually has 4 languages. UK, French, German, and I don't even know the other one. Don't even know the other one. Maybe Danish. So this tells you everything about the figure in 4 different languages. It also has all the warnings for the Comtech chip, everything in 4 different languages. When I went to Ireland in 1999, in the summer of 1999, I had to get as many European figures as I can. But over there, stores aren't like they are here. So I had to go, I found a toy shop in Dublin and actually had these vintage, well, they weren't vintage. They actually had new releases of figures. So here's my original Mission Impossible widescreen edition of the first film. Odd that that's in here, but I'm going to leave that out because I think that's kind of funny. I've been looking for some of this stuff too. So here's my Playmates Star Trek Tricorder, the box, and here's the Tricorder. Why this isn't back in the box, I don't know. Probably because I couldn't get in there. And yep, I was smart. I took the batteries out, so it probably still works. The irony is I actually have Spocks. So this was cool. You attach this to your belt, you walk around. My buddy Chuck now, his cell phone actually makes all of these noises, which I find hysterical, especially when I'm talking to him and things go off. So, got a couple more VHS cassettes in here, and they're more appropriate to what's the majority of this box. Here's the Star Wars trilogy on VHS. How many times do I have this over, you ask? Probably 3 or 4. I do have the originals one last time in letterbox. I have them regular. And then I do have them in VHS retro packaging. Several retro packaging because I like them. This is the making of Star Wars. This was the original 50-minute documentary that they released. I believe it is hosted by C-3PO. I had to mail away. I had to eat corn pops and get this video cassette sent to my dorm room when I was in college. Yes, in college. So the very last thing in this box is the original special edition release, and I just say that because it's an artwork book. You get artwork books of the widescreen collector's edition of The Phantom Menace. I never bought Attack of the Clones. This is some cool artwork here. I never bought Attack of the Clones on VHS or Revenge of the Sith. It just no longer there. So you get this really nice art book with artwork by Doug Chang. So I have the hardcover version of this, but this is a nice 48-page book where you get fantastic artwork like that. I have a cell of the film. This was a big thing they did back in the 90s. So this is actually a cell of Qui-Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson. And then here's the video cassette. I did watch it, of the film. More of a collector's piece now, I think, for the artwork, the box. They really don't do much like this anymore. Now, they are doing it for the entire saga on Blu-ray. But with movies like this, it's becoming a lost artwork, a lost art form. You can do all of those things on video cassette, on Blu-ray, where you can just, you know, release them there, but they want you to buy all the artwork books and everything more separately now than they did back in the day. So one thing I do when I package these, I'll put them upside down, and I use the cards to kind of force each other to stay up, and I'll slide them down sideways like this, so that there's something in there with a straight edge. The card will be protected. But this is not a very big box full of stuff, which is why we added the second box today. Really cool that I found this Indiana Jones. Now, this Indiana Jones figure. Of the figures, I believe I have all of the Last Crusade figures, except maybe Elsa. But we can find out literally in the next 5 minutes. So, put this off here to the side. And one thing that I've been trying to figure out, like, how I'm going to do this is, I think I had talked about doing a purge, and the purge is going to be what I really don't want to get rid of. I want to hold on to that means something to me, or that it's part of the Star Wars collection, and the rest of it is gotta go. Like that GoBot, he's gotta go. It's just taking up space. And when I do leave this house to go to the next one, I want to have a lot less stuff. I wouldn't mind more comic books. I wouldn't mind more Star Wars, higher end, bigger ships that I traded a bunch of little stuff for. But that's how we're going to get to it. So, not really sure what's in this box. So, I have a guess though, just by the packaging. What's up, MJ? So, Farscape figures. So I got onto the Farscape train, I guess, right about the last season. And I was fortunate enough that at the time, the Sci-Fi Channel was rerunning them. So they were on every Friday night, the new one. But they were rerunning them Monday through Thursday. I'd say technically Sunday through Thursday at midnight. And I would watch them. So Monday night at midnight, there'd be a new one. Tuesday night at midnight, and I would watch them. And I got so into it. It was the perfect thing. I would like rush home. I would work a late shift at work, rush home, sit down and watch it. So these are by Toy Bolt. They have a bunch of stuff here. They have Elf Quest. They have Lord of the Rings on the back. A bunch of things. A toy club you could join for them. This is a very detailed 6-inch figure. And this is from 1990. This is from 2000. From 2000. So that's Zan. I have a feeling the rest of her crewmates are going to be in this box. Oh, no, here we go. So, well, we got a receipt in here. Let's see what the receipt is. This is a Wegmans receipt from 2014. So that's when some of this got bagged up. So here we have General Zod from the DC Multiverse figures, and we have Keaton's '89 Batman. So this was a cool wave. I have most of this wave because they also had Keaton with his mask off and Mr. Freeze. And I know I have the Mr. Freeze because I got him for free from Mattel. They sent me these figures. Awesome figures. You know, General Zod is a figure. You got to get it. It's just awesome. I just thought it was weird that he came with a bent M16. It does happen in the film, but it's just weird. So this is how I pack stuff. All individually wrapped and bagged. Oh, I've been looking for this forever. That's awesome. May even open him. Not now, but may even open him. So, wife got me a present. I was really thrilled about Funko and Super 7 teaming up to do reaction figures. This is one of the original reaction figures in 2013. And this is the Invisible Predator. So, and if you notice, see how now I won't open it now. Now the card is unpunched. So now I definitely won't open it. But I've been looking for him forever. And again, straightforward Ziploc bag. Keeps him nice and clean. All right, so here we got not Farscape. Here is the Mattel 66 Batman, Surf's Up Batman. As soon as I saw they were making the Surf's Up Batman, I had to have it. I mean, Batman with a surfboard, Adam West, fantastic figure. I believe I have most of them. Catwoman, Penguin, Riddler. I know I have a lot of the accessories, and if you can believe it, yeah, you can see it. In this box right here, that's where the Batmobile is. So I actually have the Batmobile in here. It's actually my wife's. So it's wrapped in foam, and it's still in its original box. Ah, here we go, another Farscape figure. So this is John Crichton from Farscape, one of the first figures. As I said, a lot of these figures, I wasn't buying them when they came out. I was buying them on eBay. And because Farscape was not at the verge yet of becoming it was a hit, but it wasn't the cult classic yet. These figures were generally 12 to 15 bucks on eBay. Crichton actually has several figures. They come with weird accessories. They're from like 3 different episodes of the paint sculpts and stuff, but this one is from the very first episode. So he comes with the goggles, his Farscape helmet. He's in his original outfit. Later, when he ditches this outfit and gets into the black outfit with the leather jacket and stuff, leather vest, it's more the figure you want, what you associate with him, but you're not. I don't think you can actually ever get that figure. And case in point, when they made Aaron Sun, they made her, which is weird, they made her in the sculpt of her transforming into Pilot. So here you have this awesome figure of this great character, but she's like stuck in transformation. So it would have been one thing if they would have a t-shirt and you pulled it up so far and her skin was changing, her hands changing, but it's one of those things where you're like, why didn't you just make her in a regular outfit? Which later they did, but it was slightly bigger. It was like a statue, so it was almost like too late. I just would love to know the people at the Henson Company when they were picking these figures, like, yeah, let's make her transforming from one episode. You know, an outfit is one thing, but when you do a physical transformation of a character and then you add it to the figure and they transform back afterwards, it's kind of weird. So this is Scorpius. I believe this was the second wave. Yeah, there was Series 1 and Series 2. Series 1 was the Zan, the Crichton I showed you, and then in Series 2 was Scorpius, the Aaron, Rigel, and then Crace. And in Series 1 is also Chiana. So this is the regular Scorpius, but they do have him from the Crackers episode where he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. He was an exclusive. That's cool because you can take the shirt off. And it's just, you know, it's just a shirt. So here is Chiana, Series 1. As you can tell, the figure's in great shape, but the bubble has long since started to yellow. I believe I got her, it says 10 bucks. I believe I got her 10 bucks at a toy show. It's not the biggest fan base for toys, so it was easy to go and get a lot of them for relatively cheap price. Now, there are figures like Rigel. He is one of the most expensive figures to get in the line, and Crace is a little tough. I don't think I actually have Crace. So here's Dargo, massive figure. I mean, he's really heavy. But at the time, Toy Vault was also making Heroes and Villains and Astro City. So says this is a fandom exclusive, so you had to order them at Fandom. I got them off of eBay much later. And last figure in the box. Okay. Ah, yes. Okay. So, this is the thing. These are the things that kill you. Okay, so this is a Diamond Select Invisible Man color. They did make him later in black and white. It's a Toys R Us exclusive. And as you can see, the cardboard here that's supposed to sit here is now angled. So I don't know how I'll ever get that back without tapping him. So great figure. This figure is from, it's got to be from after 2000, from 2012. I featured him numerous times on our horror list when we do them at Halloween. Other great figures I'd love to have in this line: the Phantom and the Mutant. Mutant is from This Island Earth. This is from the Phantom of the Opera. But I mean, you know, if you love Universal Monsters, you got to have something as cool as this. So, mix this up a little bit. The things that I did not expect to find were General Zod and Batman. But the thing I'm most excited for in these 2 boxes is probably the Invisible Man, because I absolutely forgot that I had him. Yeah, so this is part of the experience. This is why I'm doing this. I find stuff like this that I probably would have seen him in a toy show for like $15 and would have bought him. I'm like, oh man, I gotta take him home. But with this, finding him in this box is really cool, and I packed him up from like 3 houses ago. So it's great to actually see him and be reminded of the fact that I actually have him. And my horror box, I have a behind the camera, I have just a sliding drawer like these over here to my side. This is all Nerf Darts, by the way, in case you're wondering. The horror tub right after Halloween was not very full. I was like, oh, this is great, I can put more stuff in it. It's full now. Since doing this and finding little pieces here and there, I've actually been able to fill the box, which is great, because those figures I use for photography for our Instagram. So, awesome find today. This is Bob from Total Toy Recon. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Had a lot of people, a couple new people today, so I really appreciate it. We're doing this every day at Monday through Friday at noon. I found a couple of bigger tubs that I can actually get to. Some of the tubs here behind me require me to move a lot more stuff. So I'm definitely going to, I think I'm going to go that way and get to some of these boxes. And some of these tubs haven't touched since probably like 2008, 2009. So there should be some neat stuff in there. So thank you for tuning in. And please subscribe to our channel on YouTube if you're watching this there. If you're watching it on Facebook, please like our page and follow us on Instagram for most of the time toy hunts. But right now, we're just kind of grabbing stuff from all over the place. And have a good day. Thank you.